Welcome back everyone, and thanks for joining me for another episode of my Manchester United career on FIFA 19. In the previous episode, we lost our second game of the season at home to Burnley, and it's mad to think that before that we'd only lost one game all season out of, 23 games. That's incredible, really, but hopefully we could get back on track today. The January transfer window hasn't shut just yet, but this is how February is shaping up. We've got Leicester next away. We've got the FA Cup replay against Scunthorpe. But how about this? 3 huge fixtures in just 1 week. Spurs at their new ground. Then the Champions League returns for the knockout stages against Atletico. And then Liverpool come to Old Trafford. So, we are about to head into deadline day. We've got 10 hours to go. I've failed to make any signings. I don't usually make any signings in January, but a lot of the other top sides in Europe have been making some moves. Eriksen, as we know, has left Spurs for Man City for 72 million, and Spurs have used some of that money to sign David Alaba from FC Bayern Munich for 55.1 million. We also know that Spurs signed Coman in the summer transfer window. And how about this one as well? Memphis Depay moving to Real Madrid for 45 million. And also Draxler's gone to Bayern Munich after they offloaded David Alaba. And that's about it for big transfers in January. Now, I don't usually make any moves in the January transfer window because in real life, you don't see the big names moving that often. Yes, we saw Sanchez in real life last season moving from Arsenal to United, but it was very rare. I mean, some of the big names, they just aren't available in January. It just doesn't happen as often as it does in the summer. So saying that, I feel as though I'm letting you guys down, which is why I'm going to go ahead and recall Fosu Mensah from his loan at Fulham. It's going to cost us $837,000, which is nothing really when you look at our transfer budget. But again, as I said in the previous episode, it's almost a sign-in in itself. Fosu Mensah's certainly got a future in this team, and just like my FIFA 18 career, I want him to be a first-team star. I want him to take over that centre-back, that right-back position. Maybe he could be the one to replace Valencia. Yes, we've got Dalot. Maybe Dalot can start left-back. We'll just have to trial him in that position. We know he can play there, but we'll see how things go. I can't believe this has happened. I did have Alessandro Florenzi on my shortlist, and I did plan to make it a surprise signing, but Atletico Madrid, who we play in the Champions League in the knockout stages, have pipped us to his signature. They've signed him for 31.6 million. I didn't act quick enough, simply because I recalled Fosu Mensah from his loan at Fulham, and I was thinking, well, you know, we can rotate with Dalot, Valencia, Fosu, and go from there. And then I did have the thought of bringing in Florenzi, and at that point, it was too late. AC Milan making a big signing there for Manu Trigueros. Leicester, they've offloaded Damari Gray, and Man City signing James Bree from Championship side Villa for 1.1. Jacob Maddox has got his dream move to Manchester United. We've just seen Man City sign James Bree from Aston Villa for 1.1 mil. We've just signed Maddox from Cheltenham Town for 2 million. This is a signing that, of course, isn't groundbreaking. He's not the biggest name out there. He's at the age of 20. I don't think his potential is very good, but he's a player that we can use for depth as we go on throughout this long-term series. Ooh, now things are getting interesting. Juve have come in with an offer for Alexis Sanchez for 48.6 million. That is way over his value. I'm surprised they want to sign him, seeing that they have Ronaldo. I'm going to reject, simply because he's been consistent so far this season. There was method to Unai Emery's madness. If you remember in the last episode, Arsenal sold Hector Bellerin to RB Leipzig. I still can't get over that, but they have replaced him with Sergio Roberto from Barcelona for 39.6 million. At least they're replacing a sole player. It's nice to see that on FIFA, because sometimes it didn't happen in past games. Victor Wanyama has left Tottenham to move to Goodison Park. We've only got 2 hours to go. You can see the headline there of Jacob Maddox moving to Manchester United. We'll have to try him out in that FA Cup replay against Scunthorpe at Old Trafford. That can be his debut, but there we go. The deadline has passed. That is January done and over with as we head into the second half of the season. A total of 519 million was spent in January. Some of the big names like Ericsson and Depay moving to their new clubs, Man City and Real Madrid. Not bad. Pretty interesting window if you ask me. Not too many big moves. Let's have a look at some of the player stats then before we head into our next game away to Leicester. Lukaku still sitting on top of the top goal scorers list with 15 goals to his name. Harry Kane close behind, but Tosun was level with Lukaku, but he's moved to Levante. We're at the King Power Stadium then to take on Leicester City today. We picked up our first 3 points of the season against Leicester back at Old Trafford on the opening day. Hopefully United can get back on track with another win over Leicester here today after we lost 1-0 to Burnley in the last episode. There is a battle within the war as Harry Maguire returns to the King Power Stadium for the first time since putting pen to paper for Manchester United in the summer. He starts alongside Chris Smalling at the back. In midfield we've got Jesse Lingard, Matic and Fred, who starts ahead of the suspended Paul Pogba today, with Mata in the number 10 and top goal scorer Romelu Lukaku. It's Leicester on the front foot here, looking to right the wrong of that opening day fixture at Old Trafford. Here is Chilwell. Iheanacho just about keeps the ball alive and finds Jamie Vardy's head to make it 1-0 to Leicester City. A glancing header sees Leicester off to an absolute flyer here at the King Power Stadium. How do United respond? United have many players forwards here. Jesse Lingard goes in with the sliding challenge. Foul made. It's going to be a free kick. United losing 1-0 to Burnley in the last episode. They need to pick things back up because before they know it, here is Fred. First opportunity for him. He's gone over. Lukaku sitting a bit deep here. He's going to find the run of Fred. He's going to hit that on his favourite left side and he's hammered the crossbar. Still 1-0 to Leicester. Half an hour played here at the King Power. It's Rafinha swings it in. Smalling with the header away. It's not the best of clearances and it could have easily have costed United as Vardy was lively. Just doesn't seem to be anything coming from Manchester United as we are deep into the second half and Lilic almost could have found a way through. Abora does, but it's just wide. Well, it's finished 1-0 to Leicester City. That's 2 games, 2 losses in a row for Manchester United. That last game against Burnley at Old Trafford seems to have had a bit of a knock-on effect. It was probably the worst performance so far in this season, and this one is up there alongside it. Well, it's the FA Cup 4th round replay at home to Scunthorpe. Manchester United have rotated. Sergio Romero starts in goal. Fosu Mensah gets his first start for Manchester United this season since returning from his loan at Fulham. He starts alongside Lindelof at the back. Davis and Fellaini in midfield, and Gomez, who's been in great form in the FA Cup, starts in the number 10. Scunthorpe came close to knocking United out in the first game. Could they capitalise on our bad form today? Tony Marshall now on the ball. Having to hold at play a little bit, waiting for those runs to be made. Here is Angel Gomez, strikes it, and it's another goal for the teenager in the FA Cup. And once again, yes, you deserve to celebrate like that, Angel Gomez. Once again, that was something special from the teenager. The way he turns on the ball, lines his shot up and places it, beating the keeper well and truly with that right foot. Brilliant. 1-0 United then. So Scunthorpe look to react here, and they have in style. It's Novak that makes it 1-1. He scored against us in the first game back in Scunthorpe, and now he's scoring against us again. Sergio Romero couldn't do anything about that. I don't think any keeper could, and he had a bit of help from the post as well. What a strike. Looks like we're in for another open game against Scunthorpe in the FA Cup. Here is Sanchez now. What a fantastic ball that is to find Martial, who's always going to slot that past the keeper. It's 2-1 Manchester United. Half an hour played. What a perfectly weighted ball from Manchester United's number 7, Sanchez. And what a beautiful finish. Here is Humphreys. Through for Novak. Causing United all sorts of problems at the moment in that final third. Corner to Scunthorpe then. As we are fastly approaching half-time. Lund swings it in. And Novak scores again. It's 2-2. Incredible scenes here. This is what the FA Cup is all about. Especially from Scunthorpe's point of view. United just not good enough at the back. Just static defending. Here is Tony Marshall then for Manchester United. Good ball over the top. Marshall and Sanchez been linking up fantastic throughout this game. And that's it for Ander Herrera. It's 3-2. 5 minutes to go. Surely that is the winner. And that's put this FA Cup tie to bed. As we went in at half-time, things didn't look too promising for United. As Scunthorpe were able to come from behind twice. And really, we shouldn't be struggling against a team like Scunthorpe. Nothing pretty about that at all. It's finished 3-2 to Manchester United. It wasn't the perfect performance that you'd expect in the FA Cup. Being played at Old Trafford as well needs to be a lot better. But it's a win under our belt. And hopefully a bit of a confidence booster heading into our next couple of games. We've got Fulham next at Craven Cottage. And then it's those 3 games in 1 week. The FA Cup 5th round draw has been made. And we are playing at home for it. It's Manchester United against Brighton. Another Premier League side. Looking forward to that. Hopefully we can get another win under our belt in this competition. And maybe another goal or 2 for Angel Gomez. Elsewhere, Sheffield Wednesday are at home to Chelsea. Bournemouth are at home to West Brom. And how about this? Arsenal at home to Manchester City. Big game there. Everton host Brentford as well. And Fulham are at home to Preston North End, whereas Spurs are away to Crystal Palace. I gotta admit, it is good to finally see Craven Cottage on FIFA. Here we go then. Fulham against Manchester United in the Premier League. Last time we played Fulham, it finished all square. It finished 1-1 at Old Trafford, which saw Tom Davies score that screamer outside the penalty area. He doesn't start today in this 4-3-3. It's Herrera that is there alongside Matic. Pogba is back in as well. That's been a quick start to the game here. And the referee going to stop play as Andre Schürrle has gone down. Seems to be in a bit of agony here. In a bit of pain. Not quite sure what happened. I'm sure we're going to get a replay. New animation as well for FIFA. This is good to see. Referee asking for the physios to come on, I think. And you can see it's Matic that clatters into him. Lands on top as well with all of his weight. And Andre Schürrle is going to go off as we get this game restarted. Luke Shaw fails to make the challenge there as Fulham come forwards. Here is Christie now. Finds Anguissa. It was a constant thorn in our side in that reverse fixture. And it's fallen for Zivkovic. And it's 1-0. Craven Cottage in absolute raptures here. Fulham in the lead against United. And it's an absolute wonder strike on the half volley at the far post. David De Gea beaten. You can see it a lot better here on the replay. Ball swung in. Not quite sure what Valencia's doing there. Is that the can-can? Vieto. They are a good attacking side at the moment. Fulham did look like there was a handball there and Zivkovic gets his shot away, but De Gea saves. Jesse Lingard having to come back into midfield here. It's a weird header from Rashford, but he still finds Lukaku. It's through for Rashford. Keeper off his line. Went for the chip, Rashford. And oh my words! It's 1-1 in the most craziest of situations. That's absolutely absurd what I've just witnessed. Marcus Rashford going to claim it. Passes it to the keeper. Deflects off him. He can't pick it up. It's a back pass. And McLaughlin just toes it over the line. We've been gifted our way back into this game. Sanchez now swings it back in. Marcus Rashford almost very close to making it 2-1 there. Still can't quite get over that own goal in the first half from Fulham, and they are pressing, and you can expect them to as well. Being in front of their home fans, they need to right that wrong. Here is Martial now. Bit of skill here, bit of a step over. It's pulled back for Alexis Sanchez, and from that range, and with that amount of space and that amount of time, he's always going to put that into the back of the net. It's 2-1. What a time to score, as it looks like Manchester United are going to be walking away from Craven Cottage with all 3 points. Well, this game had it all, really. Yellow cards, injuries, own goals, crazy own goals. And in the end, it was Manchester United that walk away with all 3 points. It's finished 2-1 then, thanks to Alexis Sanchez's curled effort into the back of the net. A much needed win as we head into those 3 huge games in 1 week. Spurs up next in the league. Can't wait for that. So this is what the league table is looking like. After those 2 losses to Burnley and Leicester, leaves us in 4th with 2 points above Everton. We need to be watching them closely. But looking up, we're just 3 points behind our next opponent, Spurs, who are in 2nd, and 5 points behind league leaders Liverpool, who we play after Spurs on the following weekend at Old Trafford. 2 must-win games, and they will be in the next couple of episodes. But for now, that's it for this one. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure you don't miss the next one. We've got Spurs at their new ground, and we've got that big one against Atletico Madrid. See you there.